So here are the first 4 consonant sounds we're going to look at today. Let's listen to the sound each one makes. Listen. Ch. Each of those sounds is like a small explosion in your mouth. From the front of the mouth with your lips, right to the back inside your mouth. Listen again and repeat after me. Each of these sounds is made without using your vocal cords. So we say there's no voice, no voice. These are unvoiced sounds. Compare those sounds with their voiced forms. Have a look first. The first sound sounds like B. Let's compare that with its partner. Remember, the sound here was with no voice, but the sound here is B. It's a little softer and it has voice. So if you remember, this sound was T. Now if we make the same sound but a little softer and we add voice, this sound must be D. Let's look at those 4 sounds again. Listen and repeat after me. B. T. D. Now, the next sound is similar to this one. Do you remember? This sound was ch. That's the sound that you'll hear at the beginning of words like chair and cheese, and at the end of words like watch and rich. Now let's make the same sound but a little softer and with voice. This sound must be J. That's the sound that you hear at the beginning of the months June, July, January, and at the end of words like age. Now finally we had the sound K. So once again, let's make the same sound but a little softer and with voice. This sound must be G. Let's revise those 4 sounds. Listen and repeat after me. Ch. J. G. Now, it's a good idea to practice the unvoiced sounds and then the voiced sounds. Listen to each unvoiced sound and repeat after me. T, ch. Now listen to all 4 sounds again and repeat after me. Now it's your turn. Now let's look at the voiced sounds. Listen to each sound and repeat after me. B, D, J, G. Now listen to all 4 sounds and repeat after me. B, D, J, G. Okay, it's quite useful to practice first the unvoiced consonants and then the voiced consonants and then back to the unvoiced consonants and then switch between the two. Listen and I'll show you what I mean. Bada-jigga, 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 bada-jigga. Okay, do you think you could do that? After the video, why not practice? These consonants all sound like small explosions. We're going to look at some more consonants that all sound like friction sounds. That's like when you rub your hands together, like this. The first sound is listen again and repeat after me. That's the sound that you hear at the beginning of the word first. The second sound looks like this, and it sounds like this. This is quite a difficult sound for many learners. Look carefully at the symbol. If you imagine that this circle is your mouth and these 2 white spaces are your top and bottom teeth, and this line in the middle is your tongue between your teeth, try to copy that shape with your mouth and gently bite your tongue between your teeth, just the tip of your tongue. And then when you're ready, blow air out of your mouth like this. Now you try. The next sound looks like this and sounds like S. It's the kind of sound a snake makes. And the next sound looks like this and sounds like this. That's the sound you make when you want somebody to be quiet. Listen to each of these two sounds and repeat after me. S. Sh. Now let's listen to each sound again and repeat after me. Now once again, each of these sounds, which are unvoiced, has a voiced partner. The first sound was f. Now let's make a similar sound, but this time a little bit softer and with voice. Listen. Listen again and then you try. The next sound, we made this sound by putting the tip of our tongue between the top and bottom teeth to make. So now we're going to make a similar sound, but this time softer and with voice. Like this. Listen again and repeat after me. The next sound was the sound that we think of a snake making. So now let's make the same sound but a little bit softer and with voice, and that gives us zzz. Listen again and repeat after me. Zzz. And the last sound, that was the sound we make when we want someone to be quiet. The sound was shh. So once again, let's make the same sound but softer and with voice. And that sound is shh. Listen again and repeat after me. Shh. Okay, now these are the 8 strong consonant pairs in English. And we can find some of the more difficult ones in a sentence like this. Listen to me read the sentence. This is the Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Now this sentence contains some quite tricky sounds. So, the first 2 letters in the sentence are TH. TH can sound like th, or like th. In this sentence, TH sounds like th. So let's write it in green. I'm using green for voiced sounds. So now we can see that this sound is soft and voiced this. It's not hard and unvoiced this. It's soft, unvoiced. Let's have a look at some of the other THs and see which ones are the same. The next TH is in the word the. The. Can you hear? That's quite soft and voiced. So once again, we'll write that sound in green. The. The next sound is in this word, Sith. Now Sith is quite a hard, voiced, unvoiced sound. It's this one. So let's write that one in red. Sith. And over here we have the word Darth. And again, this is a hard, unvoiced sound. So let's write that one in red too. So, even though the spelling looks the same, each one is TH, the sounds of this and the are soft and voiced, and the sounds in Sith and Darth are hard and unvoiced. In English, lots of grammatical words like this, that, these, those, they, their, them, they're pronounced soft and voiced. But in lots of information words, nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs, TH is pronounced hard and unvoiced. In words like three and thanks and think. Okay, let's see if we can see any more examples where, even though it's the same letter in writing, the sound is a little bit different. So if we come back to the beginning, in this word we have an S at the end, and if I say this word, can you tell if the sound is unvoiced or voiced? So listen carefully as I read this word. This. Did you hear that? It was very, very unvoiced. So let's write that in red. We have the sound S. This. Now we have something that looks very similar here. Let's listen and see if it's the same or if it's voiced. Are you ready? Is. Did you notice that time, even though it's still the same written letter, the sound is a little bit different. This time it's voiced. So it sounds like Z. Let's have a look at some more S's. We've got one here. Let's say this word and see if we can decide if it's unvoiced or voiced. Listen carefully. Are you ready? Sith. Did you get it? That's right, it's unvoiced. So in these four words we have a combination of voiced and unvoiced friction sounds. Listen to each word and repeat after me. This is the Sith. Now listen to the whole group of words and repeat after me. This is the Sith. Ready? Here we go. Okay, now let's finish the sentence. At the end of the sentence we have one of the small explosion sounds. Now we can see the letter is D. We have two letter Ds, and D almost always sounds like this, D. And because one follows the other, there's only really one D sound in here, and we'll join them together into one nice big D. So this sounds like Lord Darth. Listen again and repeat after me. Lord Darth. Now you try. And we've got the same sound here near the end of the sentence. But be careful, because before this sound we've also got V. And that can be quite difficult, especially following the sound th. Listen to this word and repeat after me. Vader. Now you try. Okay, now listen to both words and repeat after me. Darth Vader. Now you try. And now let's add this word. Listen to the group of words and repeat after me. Lord Darth Vader. Now you try. Okay, now listen to the whole sentence and repeat after me. Are you ready? This is the Sith Lord Darth Vader. Now you try. Take it slowly. Fluency is not speed. Ready? Here we go. Okay, well done. What you need to do now is go back to the beginning of the video and watch it again and practice all those sounds. Try to remember this sentence. It's a very useful one to practice at least once a day, so that you get used to these tricky friction sounds in English. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.